There's a single number that shows up in two places. It has absolutely no business showing up in at the same time. It's humming in the sky above your head right now. And it's almost the exact rhythm your brain runs on when you're about to fall asleep. That number is 7.83. And the story the internet tells you about it is wrong. The real one's better. Okay, so here's how this goes. You're scrolling at 1 a.m. and you hit a video that says the Earth is vibrating at 7.83 hertz, that it's syncing with your brain waves, and that you can tune into it for better sleep, less anxiety, and, I'm not kidding, ascension. And there's usually a bracelet for sale by the end. Now your gut says that's nonsense. And your gut is half right. Because here's the part nobody mentions. The boring, real, peer-reviewed version of this story is actually way stranger than the bracelet version. There's a genuine physics phenomenon here. There was a real experiment in an underground bunker in Germany that's genuinely a little unsettling. And there's a claim that NASA puts this frequency in every spacecraft, which, when you actually pull the thread, leads somewhere I did not expect. So let's separate what's true from what somebody's selling you. Starting with, what is 7.83? Right, picture the planet. Now picture the layer of charged-up atmosphere way above you called the ionosphere. Between the ground and that layer, you've basically got a giant spherical gap. A cavity, wrapped around the entire Earth. And here's the fun bit. At any given second, there are roughly 2,000 thunderstorms going off around the planet, firing something like 50 bolts of lightning every single second. Every one of those strikes is a tiny electromagnetic kick. And in that Earth-sized gap, those kicks add up into standing waves, like flicking the surface of a bathtub and watching the ripple come back to you. A German physicist named Winfried Otto Schumann did the maths on this back in 1952 and predicted the lowest, strongest one of those waves would sit at around, you guessed it, 7.83 hertz, with fainter echoes stacked above it at roughly 14, 20, 26, and 33. We call them the Schumann resonances. NASA's described them. Scientists monitor them. They're real. The Earth is, in a very literal electromagnetic sense, ringing like a bell that gets struck by lightning a few billion times a day. So that's true. The Earth hums. Cool. But here's where it gets weird. Your brain hums too. Stick electrodes on someone's head and you'll see electrical rhythms ticking along in bands. When you're locked in and alert, that's faster. When you're relaxed with your eyes closed, you drop into alpha waves, around 8 to 12 hertz. And when you're drifting off, that lovely heavy almost asleep zone, you sink into theta, roughly 4 to 8 hertz. So look at where 7.83 lands. It sits exactly on the border between drifting off and deeply relaxed, which is frankly a wild coincidence. The Earth's main frequency and the frequency your brain settles into right before sleep are basically neighbors. And that one coincidence is the entire seed of every Tune Into the Earth video you've ever seen. Somebody noticed two numbers were close and went, what if they're connected? Fair question. So, are they? Hold that thought, because the answer involves a bunker, a secret switch, and a result that's been quietly twisted for 50 years. In the 1960s, two German scientists, Jürgen Aschoff and Rutger Wever, built an underground bunker in Andex, Germany. The whole point was to strip away every signal that tells your body what time it is. No daylight, no clocks, no temperature swings, and crucially, one of the two rooms was shielded against electromagnetic fields too. Then they put volunteers in there, for weeks. Between the mid-60s and the 80s, they ran hundreds of these stays. And the headline discovery was genuinely huge for science. Cut off from the sun entirely, the human body doesn't run on a 24-hour day. Left to its own devices, your internal clock drifts to roughly 25 hours. That single result is foundational to the entire field of how sleep and circadian rhythms work. Real Nobel-adjacent stuff. But here's the bit the wellness internet loves. In the fully shielded room, the one with the electromagnetic fields blocked, volunteers' rhythms got messier, more out of sync. And the legend goes that Weaver secretly piped a 7.83 Hz signal back in, and everyone magically felt better. Spooky, right? The Earth's frequency secretly switched on, fixing people. Except, that's not quite what the paper says. I went and looked at what Weaver actually published. And the field he switched on in those experiments wasn't 7.83 Hz. It was 10 Hz. A clean 10-cycle electric field, which he chose to roughly mimic a natural atmospheric field. And what it actually did was shorten people's body clock cycle by a bit over an hour, and keep their rhythms from falling apart, which is genuinely interesting. It hints the body might pick up on electromagnetic cues, not just light, but somewhere along the chain of retellings, blog quoting a video, 10 Hz quietly became 7.83 Hz, because 7.83 is the magic marketing number. The story got upgraded to fit the product. And this is the thing I want you to take away from this whole video. The real experiment was fascinating on its own. Nobody needed to fudge it. But the Earth's exact heartbeat heals you. And a 10 Hz field nudged some circadian periods in a 1960s bunker study. Does not. So that's myth number 1, busted with its own source material. Want to know about the NASA spacecraft thing? Because that one's even better. You'll see this claim everywhere. Astronauts get sick in space because they leave the Earth's frequency behind. So NASA installs Schumann generators on every spacecraft to keep them healthy. It sounds so official. So I went looking for the NASA source. And here's what I found. The website's repeating that claim with the most confidence. They're the ones selling 7.83 Hz devices. The trail doesn't lead to a NASA engineering document. Is it possible some research craft have carried low-frequency field generators for experiments? Sure, scientists test all sorts of things. But NASA confirmed humans need 7.83 Hz to survive, and equips every mission with it, is not a documented NASA position. It's a claim that got repeated so many times it started sounding like a fact. That's not science. That's a game of telephone with a checkout button. And look, I get why it spreads. It's a beautiful idea. That we're tuned to our planet. That we carry its rhythm inside us. But beautiful idea and verified fact are different shelves. Speaking of which, there's one more claim I have to kill because it's the spiciest of all. You've maybe seen this. That the Schumann resonance is spiking, rising. That the Earth's frequency is climbing. And that's why the days feel shorter. Why time feels like it's flying. Why a 24-hour day now feels like 16. Here's the boring truth. The base frequency, that 7.83, has stayed parked between about 7.8 and 8.0 Hz since people started measuring it in the 1960s. It has not been secretly climbing. What does spike is the power, basically how loud the signal is on any given day, and that just tracks how much lightning is hammering the planet. Big storm season, brighter flares on the chart. That's weather. That's not the universe rewiring your perception of time. Those white flashes people screenshot as cosmic events, they're thunderstorms over the Amazon. So no, the Earth is not speeding up your brain. Your days feel short because you're an adult with responsibilities and a phone. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. So where does that leave us? Let me give it to you straight because the honest version is the best version. The Earth genuinely hums at 7.83 Hz. Your brain genuinely runs on rhythms that genuinely overlap with it. That overlap is real and measurable. That part is not made up. But here's the reality check nobody puts in the thumbnail. The Earth's signal where you're standing is unbelievably faint. We're talking trillionths of a Tesla, a whisper. Meanwhile, the electrical storm happening inside your own skull from your own neurons is enormously louder by comparison. So whether that faint outside hum can actually do anything to you is still a genuine, unsettled scientific question. Not debunked, not proven. Open. And honestly, that's the cool part. You don't need it to be a magic healing frequency. The truth, a planet ringing like a struck bell, a brain that happens to beat in the same range, and scientists still arguing about whether they're talking to each other. That's already a great story. So next time the algorithm feeds you tune into 7.83 to ascend, you'll know exactly which part is real, which part is a 1960s bunker,